So guys, I've got two issues I'd like to tackle in this video, and I'm going to do my best to actually explain them, basically in layman's terms, so everybody gets what I'm saying. We've had a lot of controversy about this minimap situation, and I personally believe that Infinity Ward have done quite a good job. A lot of people don't actually understand what they've done. People believe that they've just taken out the minimap and taken out all the information. The information is still there, guys. The information's still there, but it's there in different ways. And I also want to talk about why I believe the minimap has become a crutch for people playing Call of Duty. And there's a lot of reasons why I believe that. So let's talk about the information side, because everyone just looks at it as, oh, they've taken a minimap out of the game's ruined, the game's ruined. Now that compass above our head right now, you can see two red things on the right hand side. Every time an enemy shoots in this game, you will see something above the compass to signify that an enemy is shooting. The smaller it is, the further away that enemy is. The closer they are, the bigger that flashes and the harder it flashes to show you they are very close. Here's an example now. There's somebody in this room shooting. In goes a snapshot. They come running out. Look how big that red emblem above the compass was. That signifies that there's going to be a skill gap here. Not everybody's gonna realize, and a lot of people haven't realized already, because we've already talked to Reddit, Twitter, and vented our outrage. A lot of people haven't noticed this. But this is what's called situational awareness. This is what separates average players from great players. Now, the minimap has been expressed as something that, taking it away, compresses the skill gap. I don't actually believe that's true. I think that's couldn't be further from the truth. Now, all of the games that I have ever played that have had no minimap have been places where I've had to concentrate to the fullest. I've literally have to use every little advantage that I've got to my advantage to get the better out of my gameplay and become the dominant player. Now, I played a lot of hardcore during the Black Ops 3 cycle because I just can't stand Treyarch's hit detection. I think it's atrocious. And I also played a lot of hardcore during the Black Ops 4 because I couldn't deal with the 150 health system. I just didn't get it. The first thing you learn in this game mode is to not be so reliant on the minimap. Now, the minimap does give a lot of good information. This is granted, but I think it dumbs down the game personally. There's a reason why you get people coming around the corner pre-firing. There's a reason why you get people jumping around corners, spraying at you, and you're dead. And I know this frustrates a lot of people because I've had this conversation with a lot of people in the past. It's become a staple of Call of Duty as such. So because it's been removed, we must be outraged. That's how the community works in Call of Duty. Because something has been moved, it's automatically removed. It's automatically a bad thing. And I don't necessarily believe that's true. I mean, we've complained about several other things being crutches for years. Stopping Power was a crutch. It got removed out of the game for the better. Juggernaut was a crutch. It got removed out of the game. Dead Silence has been juggled with. Awareness has been juggled with. Ghost has been changed. Because these were all crutch perks that seem to be used by everyone to dilute the gameplay and make the game less interesting than it originally has been. Now, the one thing that I've learned about having no minimap is it teaches you, to value that particular life you're playing in a lot more. Now, does it make you play a bit more defensively? You could say that, but it doesn't necessarily mean that you have to be a camper to play more defensive. There's just a way that you play the game that is different to how you previously played the game. I've always been a runner and gunner. Anyone who's watched my videos for long enough will always know that no matter what game I've played, I've always rushed, even with 150 health in the core mode of Black Ops 4. It's just a bloodthirst thing. I want my next kill. I want it now. I want my streaks now. If I can get these 4 or 5 streaks together, I can get the bigger streak. I can dominate the lobby straight away. Game over. That is the mentality of most COD players. But there's times where you need to dress back and understand you can't go rushed in or you will die. And so many times, I could have such a high KD in all of the Call of Duties I've played if I just chose to think about things a bit more. And I feel like this is what this is going to force, and that's what hardcore forced out of me. No, you don't have to sit in a corner. No, you don't have to head glitch constantly. But before you go around that corner, you might want to listen a bit more. You might want to visually look. Well, there's a sentry gun there, but because I was steamrolling in that direction before, I didn't notice. I go around the corner, bam, I'm dead. I feel like this game is going to be so immersive. People are going to be so addicted to this game, they're not going to understand what's happened, what Infinity Ward has done. But we need to give it that chance. I've seen so many of the YouTubers complaining about the game and complaining about the minimap, but it's the same thing they would do with a minimap. Listen, I'm no stranger to Call of Duty, and most of you are no stranger. 10 years plus I've been playing this game, and every cycle it's the same thing. I get on a game, I say to myself, I'm gonna have a higher KD than the last game I played, and it's all the more precious when you just start the game because you want a good start. You don't know the maps, you start getting killed, it starts going down south, and before you know it, you want to turn the game off because nobody likes losing. Nobody likes losing, and that's what happens in this game. Irrespective of a minimap or not, these people are going to be vexed because it's a brand new game. They don't know where they're going, so they are going to get picked off by people. People are going to play more defensively. Now, what Infinity Ward has actually done, aside from putting the compassing with the dots to tell you where people are, the direction are, they've put the personal UAV in. They've also put these silhouettes here in, which is very similar to this clip I'll show you of me playing Rainbow Six Siege. It's been in that game forever, and it does provide very vital information. This is another game with no heads-up display. There's no information, but again, it teaches you to value your life and play much more methodical, but in a better light than you could ever play. It makes you a better player, irrespective of what people want to say. I'm not somebody that likes to spawn trap. That's what the minimap does for a lot of people, and anybody that's been on a receiving end of a spawn trap, you're going to leave the game because nobody likes that sort of stuff. But that's what the minimap does for you. Cycling the minimap with a UAV. If people have gone out their way to earn VSATs, then probably they deserve to be able to spawn trap people. But they've got to earn it in this game. You've got to earn that personal radar. You've got to earn that UAV. It now makes that kill streak something that you actually value, because we've been so used to, in all of the Call of Duties that we've played in the last few years, of spamming UAVs. There's been times where UAVs cost 2 streaks with hardline, and there was always one in the sky. Red dots galore. The game became too easy for certain people. You know what I mean? It just for me, having no HUD is a good idea. And I'm going to say that, and I know a lot of people might disagree with me. Could they make a compromise? Of course they could. Keep the HUD up for those who really, really have to have it, but only show where your teammates are. Don't show enemy red dots until you actually earn the UAV. That's the only alternative I can think, but I don't think it's necessary. But I bet when you play this game, you're going to be so addictive and so immersed in the game, because it's going to be exactly what people ask for. A realistic military shooter, but it still has the COD identity. I think it's a brilliant idea what they've done. The personal radar is a brilliant idea because you still get your minimap. So if you want to be a lone soldier and you're playing with a bunch of randoms in team deathmatch, you can do your thing without them cannibalizing your kills. If you want the UAV up, you put the UAV up. There are people that are going to complain, oh, but that takes away one of my slots. People have been running UAVs since the day they came out. There was only a UAV, a precision strike, and a chopper in the first Modern Warfare, and that was a cult classic. It was a cult classic. So me personally, I think you'll need to wait till the beta comes out and speak for yourself after that. If you still want the mini-mapping, that's fine, but I personally feel like we are in danger of destroying this game before it even hits the shelves. Guys, let me know down in the comment section your personal beliefs. That's mine. I know not everyone's going to share the same view, which is fine, but Just let me know why you disagree if you disagree, and if you do agree with me, add any additional points that you believe I've missed. Guys, there are many buttons you could hit, but a like and subscribe button, I hope they took your fancy. And as always, guys, don't forget to stay on the right track. Peace.